It's up to you to decide later on. Okay? I know it's not very clear, no? Ano ba? Wait ha, i-slideshow na lang natin. Anyway, tuloy-tuloy naman. Oops, okay. Oops. Bakit ayaw? Wait lang. Ano nangyari? Okay, present from current slide. Yun pala. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the etiquette guidelines, no? So we have here 7. Okay, so we may ask some of you to read, some of the participants who can also listen, okay, and hear your voice. And Clarice Bernardino, okay, can you read the first 2 or the first 3 na lang?
Netiquette guidelines. Naririnig po pa ako?
Yes.
Okay, number 1, before joining our Zoom meeting, find a quiet place without any distractions to set up your device. Number 2, your attention should remain on the teacher or speaker throughout the meeting. 3, raise your hand and wait to be called on. One person speaks at a time, just like in a classroom.
Okay, one was raising her hand a while ago. I already forgot the name. So you raise your hand if you want, or let's say you have a question while I'm discussing, please just write it on the chat box. And maybe the secretary, and then I'll be going back and then we answer the questions after I talk, okay? And then whether you're speaking or listening, please use respectful and appropriate behaviors and language. Be respectful, okay? How about number 5 to 7? 5 to 7. May we have Denise Pe in the. Where's Denise Pe right now? What
Dito po,
province or city again?
Narinig pa ako?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So number 5, stay on topic and stick to appropriate topic discussions. Treat others online as you wish to be treated in person. Number 6, taking photos of your screen or recording the meeting is prohibited. Number 7, remember that you should continue to follow all of our school and classroom rules and expectations while participating in our Zoom meeting.
Okay, so what do you call this again? Respect, no? And then another in number 6 is I'll be allowing you to record, no? The meeting. We're going to limit, no? And then taking of photos, of course, you cannot check on that. So you can take screenshot of your classmates, pero siguro with the permission na lang, okay? Now, remember, we have the classroom rules, okay? What you have been following the previous classes or semesters or years also be followed in here. Now, let's try to be very specific. No? So these are the rules, okay, that we're going to follow as much as possible, if possible. No? Okay, so just like in the first one, you find a clean, quiet space, okay, and dress appropriately. Let's say clean, quiet space as much as possible if we can find one. I'm telling you, once in a while, siguro you'll be hearing some noise, okay, because behind me we have a construction going on, no? Actually, both sides of the house, dalawang house being constructed right now. So there might be some noise that you will be hearing, okay? But, and I cannot find another place, no? Anyway, next, number 2, can you read? Christine Roseliosa or Christine? Christine?
Christine po.
Okay, Christine, how about the second and third?
Let all household members know when and where you will be in class and ask them not to disturb you. And third, make sure your full name shows up appropriately.
Okay, so we have here okay, just like me, I have my daughter, kaya may background ako kanina, no? Kasi sometimes if people telling me, wag kang magpapakita or whatever, sometimes, no, they might forget that. So, but let's try to remind them and tell them, okay? So that you will not be distracted. And then the third one is, don't forget this, in all our meetings, let's say Zoom, if you sign in on quizzes and all online resources, okay, online, when say online lahat, when you're going to sign in, please use your full name, okay? So there will, even in Google Classroom, so there will be no problem when I'm going to record, no? I'll not be having a difficulty in sino kaya to na nahanapin ko ulit yung email address or whatever, okay? So use your full name in all activities. Okay, be aware of your background, lighting, and noise. Of course, you know that already. Use an appropriate Zoom background if you wish. O, kagaya ko kanina. Okay, I'm in the beach. Okay, and then turn off silence cell phone, turn off or silence your cell phone and close other windows on your computer. Why? Of course, I cannot see that, but as much as possible for you not to be tempted to go to another site. Okay, do it. Okay, for me, I have my cell phone on because in case, for example, nawala ako sa Zoom, please, you can message me on the group chat. Okay, so I have my cell phone, then we have the desktop here. Okay, and then beyond time of class, communicate with your instructor, okay, by messaging me or emailing me if you will not be able to attend our class, especially during a quiz or announced quiz or an exam, okay? Or let's say nawala ka, I would like you to take a screenshot, no? Take a photo as a proof. So in case may ginawa kami, and then at least you can also ask some makeup work, okay? If your reason is valid, nawala ng internet connection or whatever, okay? And then of course, pay attention. Same in the face-to-face class, ganun din. And this is a math class. Be prepared to take notes. So after module 1, we will be having some computations, okay? And so you need to have a paper and pencil readily available, okay? These are the do's. How about the don'ts? Can you read Lennon, Romo? Okay.
Okay po, don't enter a Zoom that you weren't invited to. Share the Zoom access information for your class with others, or enter a different name. Take
Okay. Sige, continue.
Take screenshots, cell phone pictures, or otherwise record the meeting, your classmates, or your instructor without express permission to do so. Change your name or change your Zoom background during the meeting.
Okay, so thank you. Okay, don't enter a Zoom that you are invited to, or do not share. Let's say I'm going to give you the link for our Zoom meeting. Don't share it with others that are not your classmates, no? Or don't enter under different name, because when the secretary takes the attendance, okay, kindly check, Miss Secretary, you have to take the attendance, check those who are supposed to be here and who are not supposed to be there in our class, okay? And so the same thing, number 2, we already mentioned that, okay? You ask permission if you want to take screenshots. I'm telling you, take a screenshot, parang ganun, but these are just what we call these suggestions, okay? And then change your name or change your background during the meeting. I don't know why is that. Walk around during the class meeting. As I've said earlier, you have to pay attention. So meaning to say that don't walk around during the class meeting. But anyway, of course, who will know? Okay, kailang it is your advantage naman. So you pay attention. So in case I am giving you some additional points or questions, okay, graded, at least you are still there. Okay, mamaya tulog na pala kayo, no? Okay, and don't use the chat for side conversations with classmates. Okay, so I think it's not allowed in here. Okay, and then don't have conversations with household members off camera. Okay, why? Another distraction, di ba? Or, okay, do not engage in texting, social media, work from other classes, or distractions while in class. Of course, you have, you can do everything that you want to do, especially that let's say your camera is off, but of course, it will be to your, not to your advantage, okay? Any more do's and don'ts that you want to add? Anyone? Okay, we continue. Okay, so we're done with the etiquette guidelines. Okay, who's your facilitator instructor? Okay, so I will be your instructor. Actually, I'm sorry, I was not able to meet you on the first week of classes because they just gave me this load during the academic break, no? So actually 2 weeks late na yung pagbigay sa akin, so I wasn't able to see you. Although they said that there are many who were not able to enroll yet, so the class list is either blank or only a few students there. Okay, I am from the College of Science, Department of Mathematics and Statistics. You can email me. Okay, I've written my email address. Okay, consultation hours, the whole day on Wednesday and Monday 1 to 3 p.m. When you chat, okay, you send me a message, please don't expect na sasagot agad ako unless I'm really online that time. Okay? And usually I also post activities like, okay, paki-mute messages, maybe 9 p.m., 10 p.m., but it doesn't necessarily mean na you have to answer, okay? Kasi minsan, instead of me doing some Facebook, diba, I'll try to review the group chat kung may mga necessary announcement for the week, okay? And you can see more of me, okay, know about me on my getting to know you, okay? So notice here, these are the places we miss, no? Going to, or to travel, going to other places. These are my photos at PUP in the US when I was there 5 years, okay? I taught there for 5 years, but then I came back, went back again, then came back again. So nandito na ako sa Pilipinas, okay? So I'm very glad to be with PUP again. Okay, so I would like to know more of you also, each and every one of you. So please do the getting to know you, 2 students at a time or 2 or 3 students per week. Okay, so I'll be asking if there will be some more time that we have. Okay, in one meeting, I'll be asking you to tell me about yourselves also. Okay, I know most of you have known each other already. You have been together for 1 semester, pero ako hindi. So I might be asking you some questions like, from where are you? Okay, province or school where you graduated from. Okay, next we have the course description. Of course, this is MMW, or the Mathematics in the Modern World. Okay, so in here we're going to use the curriculum for non-STEM, no? Non-STEM. So how does it differ from the other mathematics? I know BSA or accountancy students are very good in math, okay? For several years, I've been handling accountancy students now in PUP and other university. Okay, I know that pag-accountancy, walang problema sa mathematics, let's say mathematics of investment, statistics, kahit anong math, magaling kayo. So, what's the difference of MMW from those other math? It's actually in here in the first module or the first lesson. Now we're going to deal with the nature of mathematics, okay, appreciation of its practical, intellectual, and aesthetic dimensions, and of course the uses, no, practical applications of mathematics in daily life. Okay, so we have here our course content, okay, or outline. Notice the first lesson, I call it module, no? Instead of chapter 1, chapter 2, I call it module or lesson. Okay, so module 1 is on mathematics in our world. We're going to discuss patterns and numbers in nature, arts, and architecture. And one type of pattern is what we call a Fibonacci sequence, or the numbers. Okay, we're going to discuss also, not going to discuss, so more of it will be more of this, more activities will be on what we call this research, doing some portfolio, reading, okay, watching some videos. So no computations except for maybe sa Fibonacci sequence, okay? And then some practical uses. That is the first module, no? So we focus on the patterns, no, and numbers in nature, arts, and architecture, or what we call the nature of mathematics. And then we have logic and propositions, or logic and sets, okay? And then we have problem solving. Module 4 will be statistics and data management. You have taken this in your statistics and probability, diba? When you are in senior high. We also have financial mathematics. You're very good in this. Meron pa ba kayong mathematics of investment sa curriculum nyo? Have you seen your checklist or curriculum? Do you still have your mathematics of investment? Anyone? Still there? Are you still there, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Meron pa ba kayong math of investment sa curriculum nyo?
Parang wala na po.
Wala na. Oh, Really? Because before, when we don't have the K to 12, I've been handling second year BSA students, no, or BSBA. They have what you call the mathematics of investment. Okay, so from here we discuss the simple and compound interest and so on. Parang yung basic accounting. So they're very good actually sa so siguro dahil nga sa mathematics in the module, nag-iba na yung curriculum. But anyway, that is chapter 5 or module 5. And then the last module is on voting methods. Okay, it's not here, but the last chapter or last module will be voting and apportionment. Okay, yun lang. Tingnan nyo. There are only 6 modules or lessons. Okay, this is also true for correspondence students. We have the same course content. So the only difference is are the activities and the what you call these quizzes, okay, and exams. Magkaiba lang yung present. More activities, of course, if you are on the online MOL. Now, how many of you are under the correspondence mode of learning? Meron ba dito?
Yes po, ma'am. Meron po.
Okay, so you try to decide, no? Kasi for me, I suggest if you can have access, or you have access to the internet, like once in a while na meron pwede kang mag-email or send attachments sa messenger or email, I would like you to do the assessment. Let's say assessment 1, may soft copy naman kayo. Don't wait for the hard copy of your module. You can already download the IM for MMW. I've uploaded it in our Google Classroom. Download yun na, okay, so that you can access it even offline. And then you can start with module 1 and do assessment 1. Once you're done with assessment 1, I would like you to take a photo. Let's say paper and pencil ginamit mo. Take a photo of that and then send it to me right away. Para matapos na kayo. So as I grade my online students, I'm also done with your grades. Okay? So kagaya ngayon, I'm still checking yung mga nakakasubmit lang na under correspondence. So I would like you to do that. Now, if you can send it online, do it online. Okay? Send the assessment online once you're done. Okay? So email mo na lang sa akin. So in case na may problem, at least we can still fix it. Okay?
Noted po, ma'am. Re-relay ko po sa iba yung
Okay.
correspondence.
Yeah.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. So same content, activities, no? Yung assessment lang magkaiba. Next, we continue before the question answer. Of course, the grading system, same pa rin. Final grade will be 70% of your classes standing and 30% from your exams. Excuse me. So when you say exams, that will be the midterm and final exam. And then yung classes standing nyo, this will be your quizzes, yung group work nyo, assignments, chapter or what you call this, we say not chapter test, okay? Anything that you do other than the exam. If it's recorded or graded, then that belongs to the classes standing. Even the problem of the week is 10 points, additional points yun. It will not be part of the direct computation of your grade, pero it will be added as additional points. Okay? So in case, oops, na-miss nyo yung pop quiz na 10 points, o gawin nyo yung isang problem of the week, on time dapat on time, then you have additional points. Okay? So what else? Portfolio, e-portfolio for online, digital portfolio, ay yung correspondence naman sa assessment 1, the last part will be what we call your portfolio. So you both have to do the portfolio. Okay? Okay, grading system 1.0. How many of you got 1.0 from your grades last semester? First sem, meron bang may mga 1.0? Meron ba sa inyo?
Madami po, ma'am.
Yes, even in me, ako nga it's my first time to be giving a lot of 1.0 and 1.25. Okay, so you take advantage of that because I can give us a high as 1.0, but of course you can also have those 3. Okay, 3, wala naman sigurong 5 unless, kasi withdrawn. Unless talagang walang-wala, okay, then that will be 5, okay? At as I've said, sabi ko nga, ang daming 1.0 ngayon, especially siguro sa inyo, no? Next, of course, after that, grading system, yun lang, okay? Questions so far? Any question? Next, what will be the learning, we're not going to, we skip this one already, no? Pag mathematics, wala sa inyo. You like, and you should love mathematics. BSA students should do that. But, we move on. Okay, so we're going to have what we call learning management system. It is created to easily conduct classes without the presence of physical class. So we're going to have synchronous and asynchronous learning. Okay, so when you say synchronous, what do we mean? Real time, just like what we are doing now. So we call it synchronous, okay, class. Okay, so we usually use Zoom or MS Teams. Last semester, sometimes I use the Zoom and sometimes I use MS Teams. Okay, so pwede rin ganun. Okay, okay, so some others, they use Google Meet, Cisco WebEx. These are the ones that we have used last summer during our, what you call this, seminars. Okay, but for me, I prefer Zoom or MS Teams. Okay. And I might be asking you to do, I'll be making one MS Teams for this class. Okay, so just what you call this, reminder when participating. Okay, ito yung mga guidelines. I'm going to skip that, okay? Okay, ito yung mga gagamitin natin, no? Online resources. Okay, like MS Teams, Mentimeter. So when I'll be asking some survey, I'll be asking some questions, I can use Mentimeter, I can use the Padlet, and quizzes will be done quizzes. Real time ito. So once, or let's say, solve 1 to 10, or usually multiple choice naman yan. Okay, so then you will have the grades right away, no, or the scores. So we use quizzes and Mentimeter. I'll also be using Kahoot for some games, and for chapter or long quizzes, I'll be using Microsoft Forms, okay? And then, okay, some, say, online resources. So sometimes I use YouTube or other open educational resources website, okay? So asynchronous learning, okay, we'll be using what? You'll be doing quizzes, practice and review, okay, research and explore. We can have online discussions on the discussion board on Google Classroom. Okay, so ito ang mga activities natin in mathematics in the modern world. Okay. Next, we are going to have also asynchronous learning, asynchronous classes. Kasi yung sa synchronous, we'll just have a minimum of six Zoom meetings. Okay, so as opposed to synchronous learning, okay, asynchronous occurs when students learn the same thing at different times and from different places. Okay. So we can do email, I can send you pre-recorded video lessons, okay? Okay, I can post some discussion questions, okay, wherein you're going to do it on the discussion board in Google Classroom, and more other activities. Okay, we have here the difference. Notice asynchronous learning, okay, sometimes when I give exams, hindi siya synchronous, no? I can give a quiz that is to be done and to be submitted within a week. So in here, you are going to learn at different times throughout the week. Even if we have a schedule, I suggest that when I give activities to be done asynchronously, you have to use also our time, like 1:30 to 4:30, okay? But then, you can still do it at different times, but you have to submit it on a specific date. Kaya nga tayo may due date, no? So that is the difference. So in here you have flexibility, no? This one allows students to work at their own pace. Kaya lang more responsibilities given to the student, okay? And you have to be responsible enough na, oh, I have to finish this within a week, and then wag not, and not to be emailing me or messaging me na, Mom, I wasn't able to do this and do that, okay? So I'll be setting up what you call, I'll be writing the due date and time frames, no, for each activity. Modes of assessment, we have formative, summative, and diagnostic. Summative, this will be your end, what you call this, the end of the lesson assessments. Formative will just be 10 points, 20 points, some assignments, no? And there will be activities also that will not be graded. Okay, so of course, most of it will be multiple choice exams, okay? For module 1, you will be having essays. We have the portfolio, learning portfolio presentation, which you will be doing next meeting. Okay, so open everything, actually open. During the face-to-face in my BSA class before, open formula. So I asked my students to write all the formulas in a piece, not a piece of paper, on an index card, and then use it during exam. Pero sa inyo, open everything naman na ngayon, diba? Okay, so can you see my course, our course learning planner schedule?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is just our plan. Okay, there might be changes, depende, no? So, it depends on what happens. Let's say we are again on what you call this academic break, then we have to adjust. Okay, so March 18 to 27, supposedly registration to LMS, your Zoom, Google Classroom, orientation. Kailang we're unable to do that. Okay, strictly. Kasi nga, they only gave me this one after the academic break. And then we have the PUP academic break, no? So that is the second week. Now we are in the third week. April 5 to 10, medyo late na tayo, but then okay lang, no? Kasi naman yung week 3 and 4 that I've planned, still on module 1. Okay, so patterns and numbers in nature, and then until the last part, uses of what you call this, mathematics. And then the next will be April 19 to 24, proposition and logical connectives, and then we have here. So this will be your guide. So at least you know na okay lang kaya kami mag-Zoom meeting. Kaya lang, if there are changes, you will know it via our group chat. Okay, so this is just our plan, no? And of course, May 17 to 22 is the midterm exam, okay? And then the final exam supposedly is July 12 to 17 as per PUP calendar. But then we can have it earlier kasi minsan yung submission ng grades, it will be 14. So again, if you want to have your grades, what you call this, given to you earlier, then we can have early exam like July 5 to 10 final exam part A. Okay, so yung mga hindi pa nakapag-exam dyan, then they will have it on July 12 to 17. So notice we have it, we have all topics discussed before the scheduled final exam on the PUP calendar. Okay, I'll be giving you a copy. I think I've uploaded this in our Google Classroom. Okay, lastly, okay, so don't forget this. It's important to remember that online learning does not intend to replicate face-to-face instruction. It's really different, no? It's very good if everybody has a very great internet connection. Ako nga, grabe, at certain time of the day, nagiging very slow. Yung nag-upload lang ako or download ng mga, what you call these files, ang bagal, okay? So, it's really difficult, okay? However, we have more of asynchronous learning, so it's self-paced learning. When you say self-paced learning, more responsibilities given to the student, no? So if you are given this week, please do it. Huwag nyo nang, ay, hindi naman chinecheck or ganito pa naman ang due date, I'll not start. E malay mo, when you're going to do it, nawalan kayo ng internet. Kaya dapat, if possible, kung may internet na, okay, sige, do it, okay? Do it so that you can submit it on time, okay? Again, it advocates self-paced learning. When say self-paced at your own speed, but responsibility. Be responsible, okay? Submit on time, do it on time. Okay, now get to know your classmates. I know most of you have known your classmates. I'll skip this part, okay? So we skip this part and we move on to the next. On our screen. Okay, so we have the learning outcomes for this module 1. So module 1, as I've said, it will be done. I'll not be giving you a lecture, no? So lecture lagi dito, no? So it will be done asynchronously. Okay, but anyway, these are the objectives of this first module. Okay, you should be able to identify the patterns in nature. Say patterns in nature, arts, and architecture. Okay, and you should be able to tell me, okay, articulate or know the importance of mathematics. Of course, medyo, eto sa inyo, we should not be discussing this anymore. You already know it. And we should argue about the nature of mathematics, what it is, how it is expressed, represented, and used. Enumerate and discuss the role of mathematics in various disciplines. This one I'll be giving you to you as a research work. And then express appreciation for mathematics as human endeavor. Now, you're very good now in the computation and so on, but it's also time, module 1 is our time to check and appreciate mathematics as seen in nature, arts, and architecture. Okay, so the first module will be focused on the nature of mathematics, okay, and the mathematics that we see in nature, arts, and architecture. That is identifying the different patterns that we see, okay, around us in nature, arts, and architecture, even patterns of behavior, no, of human being. Okay, so what is mathematics? I've skipped this part sa Mentimeter. I've asked you to write your definition of mathematics, pero na-skip natin kasi we have a group work today. No, I would like you to meet by groups later on. Okay, so this is actually for non-math courses. When I ask them, what is math? Some says it's a mental abuse to humans. Okay, some will just say, what is math? They will tell me arithmetic is the study of numbers. Or some will just say it's a set of formulas and rules for solving equations. And many will just say, oh, it's just a useless obstacle course in school. Now, why do we take math? Because it's required, parang ganon. Okay, so many people consider math to be a boring subject actually, formal science, which should not be. Okay, because any good work in math always has beauty, simplicity, structure, imagination, crazy ideas, just like music and poetry. Okay, by definition, we can define it many ways, no? We have it here. It is a science, no? Mathematics is science of quantity, indirect measurement that draws necessary conclusion. Okay, but focus, you were listening to one person ago. Please watch please links, no? On the videos on module 1, I've place there some of the introduction to mathematics, okay? In there, when you say what is mathematics, it's a study of patterns, okay? And what are these patterns, okay? I'll be asking you to identify the patterns, okay, that you see in nature, art, and architecture. Okay, so mathematics reveals hidden patterns that help us understand the world around us. So this will be your research work, okay? Identify different patterns. Okay, just like symmetry, that's one. What else? We have bubbles also as one type of pattern. We also have cracks or say tessellations. We have wallpaper and so on. Okay, so that will be your group work. Now, another way to define mathematics is to see it as a language. No? So mathematics is a universal language. The previous year, no, I've written, even in engineering, I've written or I've given my students word problem. My mga BS CS, computer science, BS accountancy, I have the electrical engineering, yung computer engineering students, and so with BATR students, nobody was able to answer it right away. Okay, napakasimple yung word problem na binigay ko. It's just like 1 plus 1. No, but they weren't able to answer right away. What's the problem there? Why do you think they weren't able to answer? Anyone who would like to guess? Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, so they were having a difficulty answering that very easy and simple problem because that word problem was written in a foreign language. I've used what you call this German language, no? It's just like a word problem in set, and they weren't able to answer that. They were only able to answer it after we translated it, okay? So my point when teaching them is mathematics is just like any foreign language. Kasi karamihan doon non-math courses like ano ba yung communication, some communication sila. So I said, mathematics is just like any language. You have to learn, okay, the letters, you have to learn the words. Okay, you should be able to create phrases and then sentences and then apply it in your daily life. It's like any foreign language. Now, if you're not going to use it, okay, let's say you learn already that language, but you don't use it every day, okay, then you will forget it. Just like me, before I was trying to learn Spanish, na kasi most of my students before are Hispanic, no? Um, Hispanic. So I said, okay, for me to be able to communicate to their parents, because some of their parents don't even know to speak the English language, no? So I have to learn Spanish. But then after a while, I stopped, no? When I came back here in the Philippines, wala na. Hindi ko na, medyo wala na. It's just like me, habla Espanyol. Ganun na lang ang alam ko, or pantalon. Okay, Spanish is really close to our dialect or language, diba? Okay, so my point here is, okay, so learning mathematics is just learning a foreign language, but mathematics is a universal language. 1 plus 1 here is just the same 1 plus 1 in United States, right? Okay, so mathematics is a language because it's able us to communicate thoughts and meanings to each other. It's a powerful language, no? Helps us represent and communicate ideas with precision. So a while ago, we have defined mathematics as a science, blah, blah, blah. It's the language of science and technology. Okay, so like other languages, mathematics also has synonyms, negations, conventions, abbreviations, sentence structure. It also has its own dialect. Now for BSA, before my students are taking like accountancy, diba? May calculus pa rin kayo and so on. So I think there's no problem in convincing you that mathematics is a great subject. No, it should not be feared. It's not boring. Okay, aside from mathematics as a pattern, as a language, lastly, we say mathematics is a tool, is a very powerful tool. Okay, with many applications in our lives. It's a way of seeing, a way of making sense of the world. Sometimes these are the ones that are not being shown or not being taught, especially in the elementary schools, no? Yung mga kids, grade 1 pa lang, 1 plus 1 plus 1, they tend to memorize, nagiging just solving, okay? And they aren't given the time to appreciate, no, mathematics. No? Pag say, mathematics is just the study of numbers, yun lang. Study of numbers, yun lang. Okay? They forgot that it's about patterns. So, in other words, mathematics is not only about numbers and arithmetic. It's not also a useless obstacle course in school. It's not just the study of formulas and techniques of computing. Okay? Because mathematics is everywhere. Math is all around us. Okay? Math is all around us. You can encounter math every day, everywhere. Right? Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. But every now and then, I'll be asking you to solve problems in math, and that will be posted in the problem of the week for bonus 10 points. Some of these are just computations, okay? But some of it, of course, you have to use what you call common sense or logic. Mathematics, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. Sabi nga nito, everything around you is numbers. Okay, I have here the one that I will encourage you to watch. Okay, before you do your group work, please watch this individually. Okay, as if I'll be playing it here, sayang yung oras natin, and then yung data kung some of you are just using data. Okay. So, okay, we have here assignment number 1 for this week. Okay, so you started it last week, no? But I have here another for assignment number 2, research and creative output. I would like you to enumerate and discuss at least 10 practical uses or applications of mathematics, not only in your field, no? siguro sa field of medicine and so on. You combine words, numbers, sentences, and pictures in your discussion. That will be 25 points. And then write an essay and synthesis paper focusing the following aspects of mathematics. Mathematics helps organize patterns until mathematics is indispensable. Another 25 points, total of 50 points. This is to be done individually. Actually, it's already there in your Google Classroom as assignment number 2. Okay? So, this is due on Sunday. Next, ito yung after we end this meeting, I'll be grouping you. Okay? 8 groups. Maybe you form groups of 4 to 5 members. Ilan ba tayo? Basta 8 groups, no? And then you assign a leader or coordinator. You're going to do the following. Okay? So, research on the different topics. Okay? So, let's say you're group 1, you focus on symmetry. So, what will you present as a group or search? Okay? You're going to find the definition. What is symmetry? Okay, what are the different types of symmetry? And in each type, can you give me examples? Let's say symmetry as seen in nature, symmetry as seen in the arts, or symmetry in a field of architecture. If you can give me examples plus pictures or photos or illustrations, better. Okay, yun lang. So let's say if your group was given Fibonacci sequence, define to us what is Fibonacci sequence. Okay. And then you give examples. Can you see Fibonacci sequence in the nature, arts, or architecture? Okay, yun lang. I need to have a written output, written report. Okay, that will be 50 points. And then you will be asked to present it in class next week. That will be another 50 points. So when you say presentation in class, you can record it already and then just play it during your presentation next meeting. Kaya lang, there's a limit or a catch in here because you will only be given 5 minutes. Meaning to say, you'll not be going into detail. You'll just present to me a summary, yung symmetry. Kasi if we discuss symmetry, grabe, it will not, 5 minutes is not enough or 1 meeting is not enough. Okay? So just give me a summary of this. Topics, no? Fibonacci sequence naman, okay, you might want to give me the historical background of Fibonacci or what is that sequence. You can also tell us how to compute, no? Certain computations, simple computations lang. Okay? And maybe what else? And then focus on the examples, no? Of this Fibonacci as seen in nature, arts, and architecture. Okay? So, itong naging CC. CDNE are just suggestions on how you do your group work. But you can change it, no? Depende sa inyo. It says here on the assigned leader coordinator will summarize the presentation and present it to the entire class. Pwedeng hindi. You can choose 2 or 3 members from your group to present. If not, as I've said, you can do a pre-recorded video to be played next meeting. So this cooperative learning or group work is to be submitted on Tuesday next week. Tuesday. Yung assignment number dami. Kasi Saturday ko nagagawin, di bale, Sunday naman yung submission. Kaya nagkaka-problema. So please, if possible, no, just a suggestion, no, do it, no, when you can already. So let's say I'm posted it, wala kayong ginagawa, do it already, let's say at 3 p.m. Because anyway, during Zoom meeting, I give you I discuss for an hour, and the remaining 2 hours will be your break, and another activity, or your time to do your what you call this assignments or whatever quiz or work. Okay? Pag yung quizzes naman kasi, sometimes I can give a quiz that is to be submitted within the day or within the week. Okay? So I usually don't give quiz na to be submitted after an hour. No, hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay. Problema din yun, no? Okay? except for the midterm exam or in usually last sem, one day exam then. But let's see what happens this semester. Okay, so that will be 24 hours. Okay, let's say you have a problem with the 24 hour kasi 1 week plus 24 hours. So, bale, 8 days, no? So, there should be no reason anymore. Okay? So, I think that's fair enough, no? Okay na yun. Okay, any more questions? Or suggestions or anything that you want to share? Gabriel.
Ma'am, sorry po, mali po pala. Yung yung base po doon sa mga missing pa po doon sa sinow niyo po kanina. Si Charlotte lang po yung online, tapos po lahat na po ng missing, yung mga hindi pa po nag-pass nun is correspondence po.
Okay. Okay. Good.
May question din po ulit. Ma'am, mako-consider din po ba if yung may mga correspondence po na nag-pass po ng yung sa via online din po?
Okay, pwede rin, but a suggestion is, if possible, if you want to do it online na, be consistent that you have to attend all the activities online. Kasi I'll be having a different class record for for online and correspondence. Kasi sa correspondence, they have assessment 1, assessment 2, until assessment 6, and then the final exam. Okay? So I have a problem last semester. May mga iba, ma'am, nag-join from correspondence, nag-join on and off sa activities ng online. Kaya ang hirap nun. Okay? So for now, they are allowing us to submit yung assessments online. They don't have a clear, what we call this, guidelines. Unlike last sem na, hindi pwede. Pag correspondence ka. Pero ngayon, parang wala pang memo about that. But the only memo we receive is you can submit your work online. Pwede rin. Okay? But anyway, I'll be the one to, what we call this, check or do the grades, no? Record the grades. So my suggestion is if you do it online, be consistent. Okay? I'm referring to those correspondence. Mas maganda nga online kayo lahat, no? District na lahat ng online para walang missing. Kasi hindi pwedeng correspondence ka and then you decided na you do the online activities. Tapos, mamaya, nagbago isip mo. Babalik ulit sa correspondence. Hindi pwede yung ganun. Kung ganun, then you have to do all assessments. Madi-disregard yung, what you call this, madi-disregard yung sinubmit mo online. Okay? I'll be asking you to do all assessments from the IM. Okay? In case na hindi kompleto, nag-attend ka nga online, you skip some of the activities there, on and off yung activities mo, then I'll be asking you to just do, again, all the assessments on your correspondence IM. So is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anyway, there are questions. There are other questions, please message me and then we can check. Malay natin may mga memo or some guidelines that they will be giving us. But for now, the only memo we have received instruction is for us to allow correspondence students to submit their work online if they have the capability to do it. For me, it's better for me for you to do that, no? Kaya kung gusto ko, kasi paghihintayin ko pagkagaya ngayon, I still have to go to PUP and then to pick up those modules. And then 2 weeks ago, naka-close yung PUP because there are a lot of those employees who are positive in COVID. Kaya mas maganda for me, if you can submit it, take a photo, pwede rin paper, do it on paper, submit it online. But if you have the capability to attend classes, okay, you can join my classes. Okay? Okay. I would like you to meet. Okay. Gabriel, ikaw na bahala sa groupings.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So what are the topics? Were you able to take the topics pala?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so please share. Meron pala na, I'll share it sa group chat. Okay, group 1, so ikaw na bahala mag-distribute, no? ng mga topics. Okay?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you everybody. Sophia.
Ay, ma'am, may pahabol po pala ako na question. Kasama po ba sa groupings yung yung correspondence daw po?
Hindi, no. Unless they are deciding to just join online session.
Okay po, ma'am.
They are
Thank you
not
po.
required, but they can. Pero not required. Any more? Jewel, please send a copy of the class photo to our group chat, ha? Kasi sinasave ko.
Yes po, ma'am.
Thank you. And then attendance. Who's the class secretary? Trisha, please do the attendance and then every now and then submit it to me at the end of each month siguro. Okay, so na kay Gabriel na, I'm going to end the Zoom meeting. Okay, so you can meet with your own group mates after your class president will, identify your group number. Okay, so use your time wisely. You can use the remaining hour or you can find you can do it anytime this week. As long as when you come back next meeting, we're going to have another Zoom meeting next meeting for the presentation. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay po, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
everyone.
Thank you po,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
So,
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Thank you. I'll end na, ha?